Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Angela Hayes podcast show, Life with No Limits, to another episode. I believe it is the 15th episode. The time always flies when you are having fun. And so we are super excited to be here this evening. This is a podcast here where we share information, insights, opportunities and stories from business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, ministers, professionals, and community uh, leaders and members. I am your host, Angela Hayes. And in today's episode, we have some special guests here joining us today, all the way. Let's give it up. Let's give some hand clap all the way from San Antonio, Dallas, Texas. I would like to start first by just introducing them, giving you their names and who they are. First, we want to start with Monica Asu. We welcome her here today, all the way from McKinney, Texas. Then we have Chastity McMillan, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. And last but not least is Judith, better known as Red Jolly Vet, all the way from Dallas, Texas. I am so grateful to have these ladies joining me who are my author sisters. So today on this podcast, those of you who are joining, if you want to put in the feed, go ahead and tell us your name and where you tuning in from. Go ahead and share this video with your friends, family, and your network of connections. Please like and share. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Angela Hayes. Angela Hayes looks like Angelia Hayes. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the information there. And we're also live streaming on our business page at Unique Foundations Enterprise. And so, if there are any friends, family of these beautiful ladies that's joining in, we want to welcome you. And please do not feel like a stranger. Feel free to make comments, to ask questions in our feed. So, today, before we get started with our guests, we have just a couple of announcements, and we're going to share our commercial for our upcoming conference. I do want to draw your attention to the bottom of the screen. If you would like to donate to this podcast, you can Zelle us at 979-334-2648. The information is there on the screen. So we do have an important update for our small business owners. I was so gracious to learn today from the SBDC that there is now a new report required to small business owners that you will need to go to the website and start filing. It is called the Beneficial Ownership Information. And the website is fincen.gov/BOI. This is for all the small business owners, those of you that are registered with the state of Texas and with the federal government. Also, I am a part of Life Revisions Center, our nonprofit organization where Michelle Holmes is our president. We have raffle tickets that we are selling. And we are raffling for a scholarship for our students that are coming out of high school. You can connect with me, you can call me, you can text me, you can send me a DM message for your ticket. They are only $5. The first prize is $375, and the second prize is $100 gift card. And so, Life Revision Center is based in San Antonio, Texas, and we will definitely and hope that you would support our children in their efforts of continuing their education. We do want to pause, and we're coming back to our beautiful guests that are joining us. We're going to take a break so that you can see the announcement of all our dynamic speakers for our upcoming conference in McKinney, Texas, the Powerful Journey Women's Conference, hosted by yours truly, Phyllis Jenkins. Stay tuned. So you have been officially introduced to our conference speakers and authors at the Powerful Journey Women's Conference coming up this weekend. And so, those of you that would like to join us virtual, today is the last day for you to get your ticket. You can go to www.phyllisjenkins.com and purchase your ticket, an event of the year that you do not want to miss. Well, now we're going on into our interviews with our beautiful guests. And I'm going to just bring them on and have them tell you a little about them and the title of their book, and just kind of give us a background of the reason why they wrote their book. And we are so excited to start with Miss Monica Sue. She's going to share with you what God has placed in her spirit to share in her book. Welcome, Miss Monica. Thank you for joining us here at the on the podcast today.
Thank you so much, Angela. Thanks for having me. The title of my book is Gracefully Broken but Not Ashamed. My name is Monica Wilson Esu. I'm originally from Jamaica. I'm still from Jamaica. And I I live here in McKinney, Texas. I am a owner of a juice bar. It's called Serenity Juice Paradise. I
Wow.
also a, a health coach, trying to transition using health and life coaching to for my ministry and my business.
Hmm.
The question Angela just asked about why I wrote my book. So my book
Yeah.
is my life story. It's my autobiography. Growing up in a third world country with um, with a mother that she had her own struggles, her own issues, and
Hmm.
so because she had hers, then she didn't know how to handle hers. So as a child growing up in the 50s, I actually end up having to receive the blunt of some of her mistakes and some of the things that she struggled with.
Got it.
um she oftentimes she would let us know that as children we weren't gonna amount up to anything, and I believe as the eldest of six that she didn't know anything. So I believe that she keep pushing me over time.
Monica.
In an environment where I was
Uh,
um I'm sorry, being in an environment where I was abused, and then having to live through those abuse.
awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Monica. Can you? We're getting a little feedback, so I just want to make sure you can hear us. Thank you for sharing us. Now, tell us the name and the title of your book, and if you could kind of show it to us on the screen.
So the title of my book, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you could see this. There you go. It's called Gracefully Broken but Not Ashamed.
Amen. Beautiful title.
Mhm.
Beautiful title. Thank you for sharing that, Monica, about your story, and for being vulnerable and telling us, you know, about your background and even coming from a third world country. So we're gonna
Mhm.
transition over to Miss Chastity McMillan as she shares her title of her book and just a little background of who she is, what she does, and some of why she wrote her book.
Hello,
Welcome.
everyone. Thank you, Angela, for having me on the podcast today.
You are welcome.
So, as I say, my name is Chastity McMillan. I'm a woman of faith in Christ, a visionary, an author, a speaker, a strategy coach, and a morale support specialist. And I have served our community as a mentor, administrator on the First Frat, which is a nonprofit organization with faith-based counseling for many families and empowering families within San Antonio area and surrounding areas, plus nationally. I also have served the community with my children as well with them growing up in sports, providing emotional support for other children and families during that time, and just guiding the village. Also, working with the U.S. military and the veterans in the healthcare administration field. Also, I'm a spouse of veteran as well, and we have three beautiful children. And my story steered from my first relationship as a domestic violence survivor. And my story, the reason why I started writing my book is to help women, other women, be able to heal emotionally, mentally, and some physically through some of the pain and the trauma they may have dealt with,
Yeah.
turning their story from a survivor to a warrior, and
Mhm.
how we
Yeah.
can war and seek healing in different avenues to help heal and live, love again. My motto is forgive, live, love, and laugh.
Yeah.
And that's what I live by to heal.
Yes, and those are very, very important components, Chastity. I'm so glad. I love that. For us to heal is
Mhm.
forgiveness is one of the keys. Uh, one of my spiritual leaders taught us years ago that there's two legs that you walk on. Is love and forgiveness, and if you don't know how to love and forgive, you're not walking at all. And so
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love your story and how well rounded, and the fact that it touches women, but it's also touching and reaching out in the community. And that's what we want to do is reach our community. And so we want to welcome Miss Judith Jolivet, and she's gonna tell you a little about herself and where she's what she does, where she comes from, and a little about why she wrote her book. Welcome, Miss Judith.
Thank you so much, Angela, for having me. And I'm so amazed to be here amongst these three women, and I'm grateful. Again, my name is Judith. Go by Red, and
Yeah.
the pronunciation of my last name is Jolivet. I am originally from Galveston, Texas, and I've been in Dallas for since 1979. So I consider myself a native of Dallas, Texas, right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
I wrote my book, and the name and the title of my book is I Won't Do It Anymore. And the reason for me writing my book was because I have grown up in my lifetime trying to be a people pleaser
Mm.
by thinking and believing over the years after I lost my great grandmother, who showed me all the love in the world. And I thought that I had to buy love in
Yes.
order for people to accept me,
Hmm.
and to release that
Mm.
demon within inside of me, making me feel that the only way someone wants to be in my life and share my life with me is I had to write this book
Hmm.
to get rid of the pain that I was carrying around for so long. And I am retired. I'm retired from the mortgage finance industry since I've been in the business for 35 plus years. I have two daughters, three grandkids, and two furry babies. So I am excited about my new path and the journey that I'm about to take with all of these amazing women on the Powerful Journey conference
Yes.
Saturday.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Judith, again for just opening up the life, the book of your life. And a lot of times we are already walking books, right? And so, but for you all to go a step further and put it on paper and then to publish it, I mean, what a great accomplishment. And you are to be celebrated beyond measures because we have so many people living today that are not open and vulnerable. And
That's,
a lot of which the reason is because of what has been said to them. I mean, Monica said it earlier in her story. I mean, uh, depends on what was said to you. A lot of times can suppress and oppress you, and there's labels and stigmas that's placed on you that you will not do anything. But see, your books will change lives. It's already changing lives. I mean, I've heard it. on our group meetings and things. So, but the best is yet to come. And so I thank you all for sharing that. So I just want us to kind of talk about. I mean, I know audience, y'all can put in the feed if there's a story in you, as our writing coach always tells us, there's someone that needs to hear your story, and so
Mm.
I don't care what it is. I don't care what the challenge, the struggle is. I don't care what your background is, what people said about you and who said it, how they said it, when they said it. But you owe it not only to yourself, but there's a world of people that are waiting to hear from you. And so today we are excited because we have something special coming up. And I know my guests here, these are my author sisters. I mean, we seem like we calm and mild right about now. But I'm gonna tell you something about us, audience. We are jumping and leaping for joy because we, first of all, we'll get to connect with each other in person. And it's always like this at the Powerful. I'm telling y'all what y'all missing at the
Yeah.
Powerful Journey Women's Conference. When we get to meet each other in person and connect with each other in person, first of all, it's like family. It
Right.
is a
Mhm.
community.
Yes.
And then those of us that have only met virtually, it's like we're meeting
Mhm.
each other and we're like celebrities. That's how I felt. What about you, Chastity? I mean, that's how I felt last year because Judith and Monica was one. So just tell me, and y'all can jump in as you want. What is it about the conference that you are expecting? What are you looking forward to? Because audience, these ladies, we all will grace the stage together. And so everyone will be sharing from the platform their stories. And so there will be tears, there will be rejoicing, there will be celebration at the Powerful Journey Conference. So, what is it? Whoever wants to just chime in first, what are you expecting? What are you looking forward to at the conference on this Saturday?
For me, I believe just life changing.
Okay.
I Our message, all of our message are all similar. And
Mhm.
it's a message of pain, of hurt, of brokenness. And I'm very sure that there are people that are going to be sitting in the audience that are that have gone through some of the things that we went through. And
Right.
so the healing, I just want to know that in my heart to see people leaving the broken are going to be healed
Yeah.
from our messages.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry.
all right.
Yeah. So just a matter of healing
Hmm.
and restoration. That
Hmm.
is what I am looking to see happening on the 20th.
Yes, that's beautiful, Monica, because we already know based on our experience last year, and then Chastity and I, this what's our third year, Chastity?
Yes,
Second year participating, but this will be our third year in the building.
yes,
Wow.
indeed.
Yeah.
So for me, this time, just for the women through my story to be empowered, to be renewed, restored, and to never give up, never
Yeah.
give up, and
Yeah.
turning your trauma into triumph, your pain into power, with
Yes.
finding the deepest within you, and
Mm.
finding your in between with what you're walking through, and
Yeah.
that you'll be inspired to renew, restore, rejuvenate, to love again a little bit, and release some of the hurt, release some of the pain, and hopefully once
Mm.
you leave the women's
Mhm.
conference, you'll feel a little bit lighter. That
Yeah.
weight is lift off your shoulder. You
Hmm.
can walk out of there from hearing so many women, different stories where you got this now. You got this. God got you. And you just continue to move forward and walk into your destiny with purpose and value and know that you are worthy
Yes.
of all.
Yeah, you are so right, Chastity, because when we met at the conference, we were attendees, and
Hmm.
you know where you were in your spirit and in your mind. I know where I was in my spirit and our minds, but Chastity and I, we actually sat together, and I know we had tissue on the tables, right? Because it was so
Yes.
many weeping moments, but in that time of the conference, we receive healing. We receive,
Mm.
just like she's saying, restoration and encouragement and motivation to continue on. And so now we're better for it. And I love your brand, Deepest Within, because it reminds me of, like Monica said, our stories are so similar. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I deal with what I deal with in my book, More Than Me Say I Made in His Image, it's all about
Mm-hmm.
the internal. It's all about what's on
Yeah.
the inside of you, because now we're in a world that puts more emphasis on the outside and the external. But the main thing is, how does your internal look? Have you done
Mm-hmm.
that introspective work? And are you dealing with those deep places on the inside? So next, Judith,
Well,
what are you expecting? Tell us.
I am so excited and to be one of the women who attend the conference last year but
Hmm.
was not a part of telling a story. And when I came to that conference and saw the love of the community,
Mm.
of the powerful journey, when
Yes.
I met Monica at that conference,
Hmm.
I thought I knew her for a lifetime.
Wow.
When I saw and heard you and Chastity speak,
Hmm.
I knew that this was the place for me and that I had to tell my story because you guys reached so many people, even myself.
Wow.
And the women that spoke was phenomenal. And Miss Ada, I can just call them. But then after the conference,
Hmm.
getting together and getting in the pictures with you guys, and I didn't even know you, but you had me in pictures like I was a part.
Oh yeah.
And,
Already.
so, and then meeting Miss Phyllis, and I mean, I had to be a part of a community of love, hope, to release,
Yes.
to
Yes.
and just to know that
Yes.
this is not the last of us. We gonna
Woo, come on.
continue to
Prophesy.
be together, work together,
Mm,
and people gonna say, "I remember them," and we're gonna be up there. We're gonna be up there because you know
Mm-hmm.
what? We are all doing this for God's
yeah.
glory
Yes.
because
Yes.
He's telling us to tell our stories to
Yes.
help those other women, the younger generation, to for the wise women we are today,
Yeah.
that we need to get out there and help these younger generations because they are so lost. And there's so many of them that are still dealing with the type of situation Monica dealt with, where your mother is not there, your mother is not lifting you up. I'm excited. Now I
Right.
might be a nervous wreck the day of, but all I know is
Yeah.
that I asked God to
Yes.
let His light shine
Yes.
within me, and if I reach one person with
Hmm.
my story, then I know that I have fulfilled my purpose that God has put me out there to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The power of one. Reach
Yes.
one, touch one, the power of one. And we know, Judith, we know Monica Chastity, we know that your stories are gonna reach far more than one person. This is just the beginning, of what God is doing in all of our lives. And the beauty in it is that I love that we can do it as a community,
Right.
as
Mhm.
together. So
Yes.
I just feel like Monica is on the edge of her seat. Um, what would you say, Monica, to a young lady that is struggling with her relationship with her mother at this point in her life? Especially if she's a preteen, young teen, and she's getting the negative feed from someone that's supposed to be loving her. What kind of advice would you give her?
So I believe that the first thing we have to do, I would let her know, is to understand where the pain is coming from.
Mm,
What is going on with your mother? Why she is she is expressing those feelings, or those emotions, or why is she treating you the way that she's treating you,
Mhm.
because maybe she has those emotions, she was treated like that from a child, and
Mhm.
she continued to, they say hurting people hurt people. She
Right.
continued, she keep is a she's been treated like that from a child, so she don't know
Mhm.
how to treat her family or her children any better than how she was treated. So, for example, my mother, let's say I use her as an example because I can. My
Yeah.
mother she was brought up in an environment where she never had, there was nothing where love was concerned. She didn't know what love feels like,
Wow. Mm.
because, and I watched my mother as the year goes by. She has never received love. She has never expressed love, or never really, really um, seen what love, feel what love
Mhm.
feels like,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
so, from a parent standpoint, what is she endure? What is she going through? What is that mother going through? Why she has to exhibit that kind of behavior towards her daughter?
Right.
you know and that stemmed from brokenness. That
Mm.
stemmed from brokenness because she's broken. And
Yeah.
so, being broken, there's no way that you're going to can help somebody else. You're giving her what you know that you have, and that's all you have. Yeah,
Right.
so for that reason, I'll let her know that try and understand
Mhm.
the pain that your mother is feeling.
Mm.
Once you get to understand her pain, then you will be able to understand the reason why she's exhibiting that behavior. Because sometimes it's not really, something that she wants to give to you,
Right.
but
Right.
because she has nothing else to give but the pain that she's carrying.
You're right. So that has become, that's her point of reference of what she has gone through and what she's endured at an early
Exactly.
age.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She
Thank you.
had her maybe she had her burden that she carried for these years,
Hmm.
and she didn't know any no better, so she keep handing down that burden to. It's like a generational
Yeah.
cycle, right? I
Yes.
wouldn't call it a
Mhm.
curse. I call it a cycle. So, and I
Mm.
think in the season, our book is intended to break cycles.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because even in, you all know my story, so I don't want to
Yeah.
disclose everything to the audience because they need to get the book. but but as you talk about breaking those generational cycles, and that is one of the discoveries, in my book that helped to break a generational cycle for me,
Hmm. Hmm.
understanding the point, my DNA piece that was missing. So that missing piece to that puzzle
Hmm.
has helped me, first of all, to better understand Angela, and then
Hmm.
understand my point of origin. So, of course, made in this image, we were created in its likeness. But to know the seed from which you come from
Yes.
plays a vital part in our lives, in our behaviors, and our even in our health and our mental state. So, um, wow, that's powerful. Thank you for sharing that, Monica, with the audience. So, audience, if you or someone out there knows, or you may be that person that is
Hmm.
still struggling with your relationship with your mother, uh, listen to what Monica has said. Get her book, it will help you connect with her, and we're going to share, have them share at the end how you can reach out to them if you're struggling with your relationship with your mother. Some of you, your mother may be gone and passed away, but there is
Hmm.
a way that you can make peace with that past, even though they may no longer be here in the earth. And so, man, you all have broken records. I'm just gonna go ahead and speak that
Yes.
into existence because, with chastity, what is a key component with a young lady or just a lady in general, because Chastity, you probably would agree with me, it don't have to necessarily be somebody that's in their young 20s that are in a domestic violence relationship, right?
Mm-mm. No, ma'am, because I have met women of all ages.
Mm,
I have met, even in my 20s, coming out or dealing with it in that moment, there were older women around me that was in that situation.
mm-hmm,
And I viewed it in my 20s
mm-hmm,
and asked myself some important questions. I also view women who was at an older age who had been released from the pain.
mm-hmm,
And
Mm.
I remember when we were writing in my first story, and I was sitting on my couch and watching a TV show, and I was listening to those women. They had the same response I had. I was so zoned in to their responses.
right,
And with me leaving home such at an early age, young adult at the age of 19, 20, and then being, leaving home, and that's the first thing that you walk into in a relationship.
yeah,
Um, I had a lot of questions, and that I asked myself,
yeah,
even with me walking out of it. And I would I noticed with myself and other women, it's you have to be ready.
right,
Mm.
It's almost like you have to be ready to push that button.
yeah, uh-huh,
Mm.
I agree,
And when you push that button and you pray, you're gonna have to trust God. Because
yes,
I know
Yeah.
most of the time our trust is gone or
mm-hmm,
whatever, and we don't trust anyone around us at that point.
mm-hmm,
But one thing is trusting God,
mm-hmm,
rebuilding the heart, because the
yes,
heart is fragile, it's broken,
yes it is,
and you want to feel protected and covered all over again and safe.
yeah,
And so with that, I end up, digging, going back into myself, because I was like, I was too early. I was just explaining this to someone earlier. I'm 20 years old,
mm-hmm,
but I'm looking at my life 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 to 100. I just want to keep going.
yeah,
And I said, I don't want to carry this my
yeah,
whole
Mm.
life. I
right,
don't want to deal with this my whole life. I really didn't want to be the person I have become and picked up with so much mental, emotional things that became attached to me.
mm-hmm,
I didn't want to do it. And I was like, so how is it that you release it?
mm-hmm,
You heal from it.
yes,
And I went through the steps. And like I said, it does take time and layers to
right,
release those things. But first, it was going back because I asked God one thing. It's almost like I want to skip. I'm not being funny, but skip a segment in my life.
yeah,
Okay, I was
I
this
got you,
little girl because I didn't show the title of my book. It's a gift of hope.
yes, yes,
So
beautiful, beautiful,
from a little girl,
mm-hmm,
and then picking up this trauma, you right here, and then the trauma is on the other side. So I'm like, okay, God,
mm-hmm,
but I want this part to be healed. I want this part of my life to be healed.
mm,
So I can go back
mm,
to who you created me in this world
yeah,
with, the heart
Mm.
you gave me walking into this world.
right.
I need this heart rebuilt.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah. Oh,
And that's what some of the steps that I took
mhm.
to have the Lord to work on this heart,
This
to
hard.
rebuild this heart.
Yes, that is beautiful. And Chastity, I like how you said, so you looked at your life from this point to this point to this point, but you honed in, you focused in on that point, that part that you knew needed healing.
Mm.
But you had to go back. So it's almost like, and we don't, come on, y'all know it's true, right, Monica, Judith? Sometimes we don't want to go back. We want to keep going, keep pressing on, and I'm moving forward, and I forgot the past. Have we really forgotten the past? But there does come a time in our life, which I admire that you have done, that you stopped at that point right there. Oh, I can't go no further like this. And I don't want my future to look like this.
Mm.
And so
That's,
it's very important that you
yes,
stop and
I
deal with
can.
it. Go ahead,
Yes. Because I
Chastity.
can explain when you try to move forward with it,
Yeah.
guess what? Those triggers pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They're gonna pop
They're
up in
gonna pop
ways that you're not gonna expect it.
Yes.
So those triggers kind of like it could be something totally different. It
Mm-hmm.
could be anything. But after that trigger,
Mm-hmm.
or if you walk through that trigger
Mm-hmm.
and you come back to yourself and you reevaluate that trigger,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna realize that that trigger came from that
Yeah.
one that
Wow.
spot.
That was the root. Yeah. Yeah. So you're going back to that place where you were, Monica, broken, where you were perhaps abused, traumatized,
Mm,
and you dealing
mhm.
with that. And you said something because it was process was the word when you were talking came to me. You went through the process. You went
Yes.
through the process. And we got to go through processes. Everybody process may be look a little different.
Of
Mm-hmm.
course.
But if we don't
Mhm.
process, allow God to process us, like she said, Chastity said, those triggers gonna pop up. It's gonna cut and it'll pop up when we least expect it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
places that we in relationships that oh man,
I think through your healing, though, if you're healed, the triggers are going to be there. But when you're healed, you learn how to
mhm.
handle the triggers a different way.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Okay, Monica, you absolutely right. Yeah, and that's part
Hmm.
of what I'm going to be sharing too in the workshop. Learning how to master yourself,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
how to
Because I
govern yourself. Yeah.
good. Because I still have my triggers,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I handle them differently. Because
Right.
sometimes the Lord allow you to keep those triggers so you can grow
You're right.
in
Mm-hmm.
relationship with Him.
Yeah.
Because if you take them away, there's nothing for you to use to grow and to be able to help others
Mm-hmm.
through their process and
Right.
their triggers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because we have to
Mm-hmm.
be relatable, you know.
Mm, mm-hmm.
And I believe y'all help me if I believe in this day and time, whether we're in the secular world, whether we're in on our jobs, whether we're in ministry, in the church, what have you, in community, in business, people are looking for the real, for the
Yes,
truth, for authenticity, for transparency.
Right. Right.
definitely.
I agree. Because the one thing, just piggyback on Chastity,
Hmm.
of speaking about your life and the triggers and looking and focusing on why am I so unhappy? Being a people pleaser.
Hmm.
And I came up with 6 siblings, and how my story got started is that my true love came from my great grandmother,
Hmm.
and my siblings really didn't accept me. And I know we all know the story. I mean, the saying of black sheep of the family and all
Oh,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff. So my whole life was around my great grandmother. And so I know one thing I have learned over my 68 years is that, and when I finally got to this point to write this book, is that everything I went through was for a purpose.
Mhm.
And I don't blame my family and my friends and the
Come
people that
on.
I
Come on.
associated myself with. I
Yeah.
blame me, because God
Mm,
gave me the signs and the wisdom to make the choices that I made.
That's it.
And I made those choices because I continue to try to keep people in my life that wasn't supposed to be in my life all
mm,
the time. So I put myself through the pain, the hurt, the tears, and all of that. So when I finally got to the point in my life where I realized that no more,
Hmm.
I won't do it anymore. And
Yeah.
so
mhm,
now that I realized that I had to write that book
Yes.
and say I won't do it anymore, to this day, I am 69 years old.
Come on.
I am starting to put myself first,
Yes.
and I'm losing some friends.
Come on, Miss
But
Judith. I
it's God
love
is
the
telling
support.
me that I am a jealous God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you keep putting these people before me when I am giving you all the signs to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
stop it. If you need somebody to talk to, you come to me. If
Right.
you want to cry on somebody's shoulder, you come to me. You trust me. But I kept wanting to trust in people to give me what I was looking for.
Right.
And
Mm.
God was trying to tell me I'm the one. I'm
Come
a
on.
jealous God. I'm the
Come on.
one. And until you learn
Mm-hmm.
that I come first, you're gonna continue to be miserable.
Yeah.
You're gonna continue to hurt yourself.
Mm.
And so you cannot blame no one
I love
but
it.
yourself.
Oh yeah.
Now that I am at that point in my life that I won't do it anymore, I'm saying no to some things that I
Mm.
would normally say, okay, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Let me give you this. Okay, because I'm afraid that
Come
they're
on.
not going to like me anymore.
All right.
And so now it's like, so be it. I
Mm-hmm.
am going to, and that is why I believe within my heart that God has put me with the people that I'm with right now
Yes.
in this community
Yes.
so that we can continue to show love. And this is the type of love he kept saying, you need that kind of love. You need the love of
Yeah.
people that's not trying to pick you for who you are and what you can give them and how much you can give them and how much time you're going to give of your time. He has put me where I need to be. And
Yeah.
right now, all I can see is glory be to God. And I am
Yeah.
so excited about turning my life around because when I turn 70 years old next year,
Mm.
and where I'm starting at right now
Yeah.
is to have that peace of mind
Yeah.
and to know that I can be by myself and love myself. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will be around the people who want to be around me.
Come on now, Miss Judith.
Mhm.
She just preached.
Mhm.
So that's all I'm telling.
Oh,
I want the people to
A
know
full,
that's
a full sermon.
you have to release it.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. She all up in my workshop material. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
waiting on an altar call. We're waiting on an altar
That's
call.
it. That's
Yes.
yes. Yes. I love it. I love it. You
Mhm.
won't do
Wow.
it
That
anymore.
is,
I,
this
I
is
love
great.
that because you have made a statement. You have declared that you won't do it anymore. And you know the reason behind that
Right.
I won't do it anymore.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah.
Bad choices and picking the wrong men in my life. And it's just a lot that goes with it
Yes.
because my next book will be helping people and it's going to be called Red Flags and it's going to be the bad marriages. And I started like you, and I started at a young age when I was just in high school of a man hit me,
Oh,
busting me in my jaw
wow.
and for no reason.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
Wow.
and we just and for one thing I did learn from that one hit is that I don't want to be with no man that's gonna put the hands on me.
Right. Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
my last marriage, he
Come
hit
on.
me 7 months after we were married, and I was out of there.
Wow.
Mhm.
Mm.
No questions asked.
Ooh, this may be for somebody out there in the audience today.
Yeah.
I don't know. We flow over here at the Angela Hayes podcast, because that's
Mhm.
kind of the mantle that's on my life. So, um, I promise you, I haven't asked these ladies these questions earlier. They are flowing out of what God has placed in them, and
Yeah.
so I love the fact that you said that you and Chastity y'all made that decision early that y'all knew that you couldn't be in relationship with any man that was going to put his hands on you, and not
Mhm.
even just that, put his mouth on you. Some of you are suffering from verbal abuse.
Yeah. I
Yes.
felt
Yeah.
that too.
And so
Yes.
those verbal abuses too can turn into emotional,
Mhm.
and so the abuse just keeps happening,
Yes.
over and over.
Mhm.
But I want to say to someone out there today, for these stories that are have been birthed out of Monica, Chastity, and Judith. These are stories that have they have suffered great deal of pain, trauma, and even myself. I mean, but I'm talking about them. But I'm just saying we all have come on the other side of it, so we are
Mhm.
victorious through this, and we have overcome. You know, we sing the song, right? We
Yes.
have overcome, but we
Mhm.
have overcome, and our assignment is to help another woman to, oh, it may be even some men that we can help overcome,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
uh,
Mm.
and so I know Chastity is, I mean, her and her husband does work together, community work, ministry work together. And so she has someone that, if men, that you can connect to as well. So, Mr. McMillan. And we want to give you a shout out, Mr. McMillan, and thank you for just being so supportive.
Yes,
It's just a beautiful thing.
yes.
He's so supportive to his wife, and I just love that. But I want the audience. How can they, those that would like to connect with you, Monica? If you would just give the way that they can connect with you here today, give.
So for my book, you can go to Amazon right now. It's on Amazon, and you can look up "Gracefully Broken but Not Ashamed" or Monica Wilson Esu. That's my name. Either or you could use to find my book, or you can call me. My number is 214-586-5096. You can also my email address is Monica Wilson SU S is in Sam U at gmail.com. I'm
Thank you.
also on um, Facebook and Instagram
All right.
with the
All
same
right.
name.
So you all can connect with Monica at those sites and that phone number and email. Thank you, Monica. How can they connect with you as well, Chastity?
Okay. So you can connect with me as well on Amazon.com as Chastity Macmillan, and also my website, chastitymacmillan.com. Also on my social media platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'm there. So you can
Awesome.
connect with me on all those websites.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you. And Judith, Red, go ahead.
Hmm.
Yes. You can connect with me at redjprinting.com. No, I'm sorry, redjprinting at gmail.com. You can connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/Judith.Jolivey. That's
Mhm.
spelled Joliv as in Victor, ET. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Judd Red 6868. And my website is redjprinting.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing that information. And again, audience, we are excited about the Women's Powerful Journey Conference. And I just, send my love to our special guest here today. It is an honor for me to know you all. I have connections in these places, and I am
Thank
so ecstatic about it. I'll be visiting, need to visit San Antonio soon, and of course, the DFW is, I believe, is my second home.
Hmm.
So I'm just looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday at the conference and listening to and hearing your powerful stories and the impact that it's going to make on the people that are in the room, and also that's going to be live streaming and joining us virtually. Please, audience, don't forget their books are on Amazon. Pick up a book. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And so again, I thank you, ladies, and I appreciate you for just coming on this podcast, and they will be back. So audience, they'll be back. We're going to be talking in more detail. We just wanted to come on and just let you know how excited we are about this conference, because we know that there's going to be a move of God, and we know that lives are going to be changed, transformed. People are going to be healed, restored, renewed, revived, and whatever else God wants to do in the
Yes.
place. And so, again, I ask that you will share this broadcast with your friends, your family. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Angela Hayes. And I see those of you that have questions, just put it in the feed and we'll get back to you as well. But before we close out, we have about 2 minutes. I'm going to ask Miss Monica to give us a short word of prayer to someone that may be in pain right now, may be struggling, may be trying to make a decision to exit a toxic relationship and situation. Give us a short prayer, Miss Monica, please.
Father, we come before your throne tonight, this evening. We want to thank you for giving us grace. We want to thank you for giving us this moment where we can at least come together and talk about the things that concerns us, and also to share our pain so that others can hear, and those that are going through and having to handle these pain as well will be able to find a resolution. God, Father, we ask right now that anyone under the sound of my voice
Yes.
that is having difficult times, brokenness, rejection, abandonment, unforgiveness, God, that they will know you and the path of your resurrection and they will find peace.
Yes.
God, I pray right now that at this moment, that they too will come to know you and the power of your resurrection.
Yes.
And
Yes.
whatever they're thinking at this time, God, that after listening to this podcast, that they will have a change of heart.
Yes.
We thank you for being God, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to share our story so
Yeah.
that healing can take place. In Jesus' name,
In Jesus'
amen.
name,
In
amen.
Jesus'
Thank
name,
you so much.
amen.
And on our
Amen.
close, I just want to ask all of us to raise our books and to raise these messages to the broadcast, because that's exactly what's happening. Is you are broadcasting the word and the words that God has written in your heart through your life's challenges, struggles, and all the many things that we've had to walk through and work through throughout our lives. And it is
Mm.
not
Yes.
without purpose, but it is a purpose to which God is glorified. So thank you so much. Miss Monica, give the name of your book again.
My book is called Gracefully Broken but Not Ashamed.
Chastity
The title of my book is A Gift of Hope.
and
Yes.
Miss Judith.
I won't do it anymore.
And then yours truly, More Than Meets the Eye, made in his image. Pick up our books on Amazon, and we will definitely keep you in our prayers. Again, thank our guests for joining us from Dallas, McKinney, and San Antonio here at the Angela Hayes podcast show, Life with No Limits. I promise that you have not seen anything yet. Stay tuned. God bless you, ladies. I love you all so much. I
Love you
appreciate you
too.
once again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. See you
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye bye.
Thank you.